Just dial in, so to speak, with this Dr. Disrespect reference, I swear. Dr. Momentum by Slink. I think it's a reference to Violence, Speed, Momentum, Dr. Disrespect's slogan. Let's just leave that open so it goes flat and it's less of a carbonated mess. Now watch me find a way to knock it over because I'm that much of a klutz. Whatever. Okay, so tonight's discussion. You're a content creator, period. I think it's time to get away from this whole thing where YouTubers, Twitch streamers, Twitch affiliates, Twitch partners, if you tie yourself to a platform, you're tying yourself down. Period. We've said a lot of stuff lately about the feedback loop between Twitch and evergreen platforms, perishable content versus evergreen content. Check our levels, make sure this isn't too loud. Yeah, we talked a lot about perishable versus evergreen content. And what that references is, of course, streaming's inherent limitations. Nobody really cares about your stream when it's not live. These big streamers, if they made YouTube videos out of their streams, the only people that would watch is people that missed the stream. There's a couple of situations that I'm keeping an eye on with regards to various content creators. One of them is Tyongi. Let's go back to her page here. She did a video on YouTube which goes back to her more standard fare. She did something more evergreen. She did something more evergreen on her channel with this Samsung Galaxy phone review, which is crushing everything else on the channel. 7 grand in views versus 1 something. Even when she has her popular friends like Ginny in the video, like 1.1k for this one where she goes to a water park with Ginny. Her latest stream highlight video is I sang Gotchi in a taxi featuring a karaoke taxi, about 500 views in 7 hours. I'm gonna make a prediction right now that this video where she combines stream footage with YouTube-y footage with a Samsung Galaxy Note 20 dominates her channel for weeks to come. Unless somebody does like a ViewBot thing or something to try and be a jackass to me and prove me wrong, quote unquote. It is absolutely my prediction that her most YouTube-y YouTube video is gonna do the best. Now, she's a Twitch affiliate, and her Twitch times with streaming... Let's just load that up here. Spell out the... Yep, there we go. Her Twitch times for streaming are shorter, more in line with a part-time streamer, not like somebody streaming 8-10 hours a day. So, let's load up the Sully Gnome here. There's a couple of things I'm keeping an eye on here. Shorter time periods for streaming. But if she wants to be a full-time content creator, if she's not working another job or something like that, if she wants to be a full-time content creator, she has some extra hours to work on evergreen stuff. Now, her friends streaming 8-10 hours a day and whatnot. Let's bring up her 30-day here. Her friends that are full-time streamers are in too deep to really do this kind of feedback loop stuff that she can do with a mixture of stream content and evergreen content. So that's why I've been saying what I've been saying. Number one, she's been frustrated. She's been typing on her Discord and stuff about, how she's still an affiliate and her friends are all partners. I wouldn't consider that to be a bad thing, even though she's up 32% to 750 average viewers over the last 30 days. 76 hours stream though, full-time is 160 hours. If you're basically making streaming into your 9 to 5, you're at 160 hours a month. So the question here though is one of concentrated coolness. If I load up my Twitter, and I'm gonna have to do a lot of extra clicking for this. If I load up my Twitter, last night I actually snapped a screenie of a Twitch stream as an illustration of what concentrated coolness looks like. So, this is actually a screenie from Yugi's latest stream. Winamp is covering it up, but we can fix that. This is actually a screenie from Yugi's latest stream. Now, one of the things I run into with these folks, foreigner views of Korea, like nerds like myself, I know that South Korea has the best internet in the world. They have the most robust broadband technology. They were dealing with gig and 10 gig internet, not Ethernet, when it was only a pipe dream here in the States. Now we here in cable land or whatnot are hoping that DOCSIS 4 fixes some of the problems with synchronousness in the connections of the internet over here. So Otherwise, you basically have the descendants of DSL. Ooh, I broke Winamp. Let's reload it. It is an old program after all, so we got to let it do its thing from time to time. So, this is a stream called, she has this recurring theme called Yugi Crossing. I probably put the pointer down here. She has this theme called Yugi Crossing. I think it's a reference to Animal Crossing, but apparently she lives out in the country. People like to think of South Korea as all like Seoul, big cities, big lights, things like that, but there is a countryside out there, and she's out IRL streaming, riding a bike, doing silly stuff at her house, doing silly stuff at some property or whatnot. She did some kind of cookout at one point earlier, going to the beach, and it's this chill nature and it's this chill nature of her streams nowadays, where she's not in a big glitzy city, you know, where there's K-pop karaoke bars on every corner or whatever. That really kind of puts a whole new side to the culture over there. Yeah, they have a lot of technology and they're really wired and stuff, but I mean, yeah, she does the 1990s loser thing in her profile pic, and she initially did kind of strike me as being kind of Ginny's goofy friend, but no, turns out no, she has one heck of a personality and quite a bit of empathy for her friends too. But the thing is here, she has the weakest YouTube presence out of all these the Korea Voltron streamers, as I call them. She really needs to hook up with an editor. That could be something for me to do, I don't know. But I think she needs a YouTube presence more than anything else, because she has a YouTube channel but nothing's on it. I think that might hold back her numbers. With the feedback loop. She's about 1,000 to 2,000 versus her friend Ginny being like 5,000-6,000 people per stream many times. But what's in play here is concentrated coolness. Even if you have a popular friend, if you can differentiate yourself and give people a reason to watch you specifically instead of I'm watching this person because they're so-and-so's friend, then there you go. So I watch both her and her popular friend Ginny for different reasons. And that's important, because that's how you come out from under the shadow of a really popular friend. By showing that you yourself have some, interesting things on your own that you do, or even style or whatever. So it's cool, I'm not really into art streams or anything like that, where people stream themselves painting pictures and stuff, but when she goes on a bike ride out to some cute little temple-y looking place in the woods, I don't know if it's like a historical site or whatever, and she like wears traditional Korean dress and paints some picture or something, and then there's a big thing at the end or something like that. It's just different than, the glitzy, ritzy, Samsung dominates your life, whatever. Stuff that you see from so many of these other vloggers so many of these other IRL streamers over there. And I know this because the algorithm's been recommending a ton of them to me. Twitch has algorithms, folks. Don't forget, Twitch has algorithms. Twitch has algorithms. They're not as well developed as YouTube's. They don't work as well as YouTube's, but they're still there. So I've seen a bazillion Korean IRL streamers because of algorithm recommendations under just chatting channels we think you'll like. Yeah, and it all looks almost the same when you see the umpteenth person with an apartment with a Pokemon plushie off in the corner or whatnot, and rainbow LED lighting and dyeing their hair some random color and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, look, is this someone I've seen before yet or not? Let me check the username. As opposed to, somebody who does some of that, does some random dancing, looks kind of goofy in places because she'll just burst into dance with her phone going or something like that. Maybe it's like America. People out in the country aren't as familiar with stuff that's popular in the city, so they see someone walking around with a smartphone on a tripod, they're like, eh? And then they see them put the tripod down and they just randomly start dancing in front of it, and they'll be like, what the? So it's just, but it's cool though. It's cool though that, especially when she's streaming, usually when I get home from work. So looking to relax and stuff. Hey chat, how you doing chat? Here's the ocean. Now we're going to take a bike ride over to this place and we're going to paint a painting or whatever. So it's just, this is the thing, the way she was introduced to me was basically Ginny's goofy friend. But there's some things she does on her own that basically allow her to forge her own path. And that's the sort of stuff that I think Tyongi could take some hints from. What makes you specifically special instead of just being someone else's friend? That's the thing. What makes you special instead of just being somebody's friend? And I think really more of a mix between YouTube videos and streaming could be just the ticket if she wants to, you know, make more progress when it comes to this sort of stuff. Now, there's a couple other folks that are a good example of this. We're going to gloss over one of them, the smaller of the two, and we're going to mention Ashney Christ afterwards, because I want to do actually debate format on a video she made that is directed at bumps on a log Twitch streamers like me. There's a streamer that I'm starting to keep an eye on, Ella Plays TV. Itty bitty Twitch affiliate. Itty bitty Twitch affiliate. How the heck do I even know who she is? She's spamming the living daylights out of Vendalia's Discord. So, I've been joining Discords of various streamer communities I've been involved with, kind of introducing myself there, things like that. And if they have a community streamers thing that's not locked behind a subscription, I've been checking out and posting some evergreen content in there as well. The smaller streamers tend to have more personable communities, so to speak. And one of them is Ella, and one of person I see posting a lot is Ella Plays TV. Ella Plays TV, very new account, 27th of February 2020. But I do not follow her on Twitch, nor will I until she radically changes her style. Because she's got a lot of baggage. A lot. And by that, I mean stuffy rules, all caps, just a lot of stuff that says this person is a brand new content creator that just isn't familiar with the fact that you need really thick skin to deal with people on the internet without going nuts. So I'm looking in the community. Streamers section of Vendalia's Discord. Vendalia is an ESO streamer, very good chill streamer, by the way. Usually broadcasts late at night. So here I am trying to wind down for the evening, and she'll be playing ESO or something. But Ella, again and again and again, going live, ESO, going live, ESO, giveaway, ESO, going live, ESO, all caps. It was this specific streamer that was the reason why I made the decision to not post going live notifications in people's Discords. I want to take whatever the best stuff is that I'm working on right now on stream or otherwise and post that under self-promotion. Maybe this will get a conversation going among the people who say, well, self-promotion is only to say when you're going live. Why should it be? Do you want an entire section of your Discord to be literally nothing but people spamming, I'm live, I'm live, I'm live, I'm live? Do you really want that entire sections? If you run a Discord, those of you that run one, do you really want an entire section being literally nothing but that? Especially when you have people that are just over and over and over again. I've tuned into a couple of her VODs. I haven't watched live yet, and I'm not so sure I want to. So she's putting in full-time hours as a streamer with only 18 concurrents. And I think a lot of the baggage is holding back her channel, as well as production issues as well. So she's one of those Twitch streamers that doesn't do a good enough job with microphone pickup patterns, so you hear her keyboard loud and clear when she's playing. And I think she has Cherry MX Blues because it's click, 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 click. Look, having a clicky keyboard doesn't make you a gamer. So I don't know where we got obsessed with this whole thing of I want to hear every single time I press a button when I play a video game because it's click, 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 click on my blue switch keyboard, which I overpaid for because it has flashy lights and it's marketed to gamers. Oh yeah, put the G word on it and give it some LED lights and people will pay 3 times the price for it. Yes, by the way, I actually use a closeout model ASIO keyboard, or ASIO. I use a closeout model keyboard that I had to dig around and buy some leftover stock from Office Depot in order to get something with brown switches. But this was a 5S decision for me, so no, my decision to get into mechanical keyboards was way more thought out than all these people who are like, I'm a gamer because I have Cherry MX Blues. But one of the pitfalls of Twitch streamers that I see who are like, I'm gonna get into this Twitch thing, man. One of the pitfalls is when they don't mic themselves up properly. They'll have their mic on Omni, or they'll have their mic to where the keyboard is in the pickup pattern. You'll be trying to watch, you won't hear the game, but you'll hear all the background noise. You'll hear click, 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 clack, clack, clack. So, yeah, it's not just as simple as filling in a formula and you get a bazillion viewers on Twitch. Especially with the state Twitch is in, where they have the worst ratio in the industry of hours streamed versus hours watched. So, here's the thing. Ella has a lot to do with why I decided I'm only posting after the fact stuff and self-promotion stuff, because Ella plays TV live, Ella plays TV live, Ella plays TV live. When you see that for like the 7th or 8th time and you've only scrolled like 1 or 2 screens worth of Discord entries, that's when you know someone's overdoing it a bit. And the numbers say it all. All of that self-promotion for 18 concurrent viewers. Ooh. So, I'm not gonna do the channel audit this time, but if we go into a more in-depth discussion on content creator baggage, I'm gonna point out specific details on her Twitch channel that I think are going to hold her back, so that no matter what amount of self-promotion that she does, it's not going to give her the results she's looking for if she wants to become a Twitch streamer, or a Twitch partner, or ESO stream team, or anything like that. As a matter of fact, if we look over in the corner, she actually lost a follower on her last stream. So, anyways, the point of why I'm even bringing up this channel is that you look at the created date, 27th of February 2020. I have this very nasty feeling that this streamer is one of those people who got into Twitch during either during or right in time for quarantine lockdown, and may have a grinder's mentality. That just grind away, self-promoting Discords and stuff, eventually it'll be a big channel, when there's really more to the story than that. So, the idea here is, if you set out to become a streamer, you have the wrong goal in mind. When YouTube, and we know they're aggressively working on their streaming options, when YouTube gets themselves up to a point where they're more of a competitor to Twitch, and they're working on some of the feature parity issues they have right now, once they start doing stuff with their UI, then you got a whole new monster on your hands. Red versus purple will really start to heat up. And when that happens, this whole idea of I'm a Twitch streamer, I'm a YouTuber, goes completely out the window. If you think either of those two, you're limiting yourself. You need to view yourself as a content creator, and you need to be platform agnostic. We've illustrated through some of the audits we've done in some of these channels on here that many of them have double or even triple feedback loops going. You'll have a supposed Twitch streamer who makes a lot of YouTube videos and posts a lot of pictures on Instagram and posts a lot of tweets on Twitter. And all of those social medias link to each other. The various audiences that are specific to each of those can find out about the others because they link them all together and they rotate between them. So again, diversifying content, diversifying platforms, diversifying all kinds of stuff. That's what we're talking about here. And it is in line with this whole, if I think of myself as I just want to be a Twitch streamer, that I'm limiting myself, that we get to the problem with Ashney Christ. Today I finally had the nerve to say in her comments section, haven't looked at it yet, so I don't know what her response will be. I finally had the nerve to say in her comments section, look, it's downright silly that you're talking about Twitch this, Twitch that, right down to the purple hair, and yet you don't stream. Your Twitch channel is completely empty for 6 months now. And I mentioned to her that it was only a couple clicks away on Sully Gnome. She's worried about concurrence dropping way down when she comes back from streaming. Well, it's only a couple of clicks on Sully Gnome to see what happened with her channel. Here's the lifetime graph for Ashney Christ. And by lifetime, I mean Sully Gnome goes back to September 2015, so slogging along as an occasional gaming streamer, blah, 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 blah. Then things pick up, which is what she brags about. in her stream coach thing. Oh, I got up to around 250 concurrents, which 500 is big, not 250. But notice what happens. Not too regular of a streamer with all the spaces in the middle. She last hits triple digits in October of 2019, takes a break, does a stream. You see here, does a stream Thursday, December 19th with only 66 average viewers and hasn't streamed since. If she's worried about concurrence hurting her credibility while she's all Twitch this and Twitch that while making YouTube videos and building a Stream Coach Academy business, if she's worried about lack of concurrence if she streamed hurting her credibility, hiding from her hiding like this hurts her credibility even more. No, seriously. Here's what she brags about, that she got up to 250 concurrents here and there, and we look at the actual data, and it was what was it? You got this little spike, you got this little spike, this is 250 right here. But she hung out in the hundreds, then she stopped and came back at only this. So, the road for this is an example again of limiting yourself. And in this case, it's the weirdest kind of limiting yourself. Oh, I'm actually blocking that. Let's just do this then. There we go. 66 average viewers. 66 average viewers on Thursday, December 19th. So, and actually we can see 10th, Friday the 10th, the 20th. When was this? So yeah, these are more recent streams. I think this was December 10th actually or something. Some part-time streaming hours, and we see averages and peaks. There you go. The numbers will say some things here and there too. But here's the thing. It's the weirdest way of limiting yourself that I've ever seen from a content creator. She's Twitch this, Twitch that. Her latest video is about Twitch bumps on a log like myself, which we're going to put in debate mode, I think. I think we should cue that up and take a serious look at it. At the very same time, she's got the purple hair. She jumps on her soapbox about streaming this and streaming that. When does she stream? And if you dig around on her Instagram, you eventually find that she has this idea of its progression if you move beyond what it is that you're talking about. Look, she can stream up to hundreds of concurrent viewers, then take this and run it into the ground as long as she wants. The scene is going to change. So, it's better for someone's credibility if they're actually currently doing something as opposed to what they did in the past. Because you don't know how much things can change. The relationship that Twitch has to YouTube right now, in 2020, is not what it was 5 years ago, when we had YouTubers swearing off Twitch as a place where they were just going to get doxxed and swatted and DDoSed all the time. So, things can change over time. And now, of course, today you've got the reverse. You have people that are going and becoming IRL Twitch streamers because they're sick of YouTube. So the bottom line in all of this is that things can change. So, yeah, she did some pretty decent concurrence at one point. But if she tries to milk the living daylights out of getting up to 250 a couple of times, it just doesn't cut the mustard. Not for somebody who's trying to build an entire business off of being a stream coach. So, I screenshotted the conversation in case it gets deleted or I get banned from her channels. I don't think she's one of those people that's so thin-skinned that the slightest thing makes them bristle and they instantly ban you. But I do have it documented in case that happens. But it's time for Ashney to face down the weirdest thing in her business model, that she streamed this and streamed that, but her Twitch channel is empty. Heck, she could even stream on YouTube. You know, just do some kind of streaming somewhere. Heck, if she wants to join Dr. Disrespect in these creators that are making YouTube look like a more serious place to watch live streaming personalities, power to her. If she wants to dye her hair red and become all about YouTubing and stuff, because YouTube is in a stronger position media-wise than Twitch, Twitch is just propped up by some really strong marketing, and Amazon's aggression, which Amazon's already known for. If she wants to do that, power to her. But what she has right now just makes her look ridiculous. And I am very interested in seeing what specifically she says to bumps on a log like me when she's doing what it is that she's doing. We're going to load up debate mode and Ashley Christ's latest video when we come back. This is Multimedia J Radio style. Don't touch that dial.
257. Multimedia J Radio style.